My name is Kevin Vanderspek. I farm here in Haldimand County. The name of my farm is Bainsbrook Acres. Welcome to my farm. Crops I grow on my farm are corn, wheat, and soybeans. We grow a pretty strict rotation. Crops like to grow after each other. In certain orders, they grow better and they pull nutrients off the previous crop and they grow better at different times of the year. Corn and soybeans in the spring, we start mid to end of May when the ground warms up and when the ground dries out. We plant winter wheat in October after our soybeans are harvested. Winter wheat is called winter wheat because we plant it in the fall and it overwinters under the snow and it starts growing again first thing in the spring. Corn and soybeans are harvested in the fall. We typically start to harvest late September, early October. We would carry on for around a month normally. Weather and ground conditions dictate when our harvest really happens, but we have the ability here on my farm to dry our crops. So mostly we need sunshine and some good dry conditions and we harvest in the fall. This is one of the tractors we use on our farm here. This is primarily used for a planter tractor. As you can see on this tractor, we have some liquid saddle tanks here that carry our liquid fertilizer and bring it back to the planter. On the planter, we carry our granular fertilizer. I apply two different kinds of fertilizer at the same time. This allows me to band my nitrogen as well as be more efficient and do everything in one pass. Right here we have the sprayer. I use this primarily for nutrient application and pesticide application on my farm. We mix our pesticides here in this tank and then it gets pumped into these booms through the pump and it gets applied up these nozzles. When fully unfolded, the sprayer can span 90 feet wide. We primarily use chemicals on our farm to suppress weeds. Weeds seem to be a huge competition for our crops. They stunt our crop growth and they affect the grain quality. I am the only employee on my farm. This is a fairly small operation, but I have the ability to include my children in for some free labor once in a while. I have a 14-year-old son who loves driving tractor and at any opportunity can. He'd rather drive a tractor than work a shovel, but we negotiate that as we go. The biggest lesson I've learned as a farmer is to be patient. Weather dictates what we do. If you push it too soon, you can hurt your crop. If you wait too long, you can miss some opportunities with weather. You have to be flexible. You can't fit your own agenda into things, and usually if you do things right, you get rewarded well. I try my hardest to protect the environment while I grow my crops by proper farm management practices. We grow some cover crops after wheat, minimal tillage. We leave as much stubble in the fields over winter as possible to reduce soil and wind erosion. We also band most of our fertilizer or apply our fertilizer with the sprayer and crop to minimize the use of fertilizer, but to also maximize the efficiency of fertilizer. This benefits me as being able to spend less on fertilizer, but also has a great impact on our environment and the amount we use. When we band our fertilizer, it stays really close to the seed. We're not spreading it over a wide area. We're just putting it right where the seed and the crop need it, right in the root zone. This allows the most efficiency out of our fertilizer, but also allows us to reduce our rates up to 40%. Crops need three things to grow. They need water, air, and soil. We rely strictly on what's given to us by Mother Nature. Water can be scarce at times, it can affect yield, it can be overabundant in times, it can affect quality. Our soil needs to be protected, it needs to be healthy, so we need to do proper management practices with fertility and tillage to allow the longevity of our soil and the health of our soil. And oxygen. Sometimes too much compaction and too much rain can lead to a lack of oxygen in the root zone, which can really inhibit crop growth as well. So my crops after harvest get used for multiple things. My wheat mostly goes to Robin Hood up the road here and get put into flour for either crackers or baking needs. My soybeans end up going down the mountain in Hamilton to get loaded on barges to head to Europe, or some get crushed into soybean meal and soybean oil for domestic use here. My corn gets split between Port Colborne and Hamilton as well. In Port Colborne, it gets turned into liquid sugar, which goes into the soda industry. And when it goes to Hamilton, it gets loaded onto a big ship and gets headed to Europe for the European market. My favorite part about being a farmer is the ability to do what I love. Being a farmer not only is a job, but it's part of who I am. When you live out your calling, you never ever feel like you're working, more like you're just having fun. There's stresses involved, and there can be some mental toll in that as well, but for the most part, being a farmer just allows me to be who I've been called to be. One thing everybody should know about farming is we run an actual business. We have to keep books, we have to account, we have to plan, we have to do our own banking. We most of the time are our own engineers. We have to run a full business. It's not just sitting in a tractor enjoying the view, but it's farming has become more and more of a business lately.